Professor Pearson is returning for the second time, not the second time he's been here many more times than that, but the second time in this mini-series. Professor Pearson is our expert, has been for a long time, an expert in bringing economics and the environment together, and you're in for a treat.
I have the job of trying to convince you that there is a problem with regard to global warming, and there's an economic...
I'm here today with Professor Charles Pearson. Professor Pearson, thank you for appearing on the SAIS Bologna admissions blog. I thought today we could start out by just asking you, Professor Pearson, how has SAIS changed in general? I mean, that's a big question, but what are some of the biggest changes since you studied at SAIS?
There have been a lot of changes. There's been faculty turnover, but there's also been student turnover. And students are different today than they were many years ago. And I think the primary difference is that SAIS is much more expensive in an absolute and relative sense, and therefore students want to make sure that they're getting their money's worth.
Economics has been a critical part of the curriculum at SAIS ever since it was started. Can you explain why economics from the start has been so critical to what we study here?
Well, you're quite right. It's been a central aspect of study. It helps students get jobs, and they recognize this. Some knowledge of economics sets them apart from other students of international relations in a good sense, that they have a deeper...
You've taught in DC, Bologna, Nanjing, as I said. Here we talk a lot about the complementary nature of the Bologna DC experience. How do you see that, that combination? Do you agree that it's something that's useful? Is it outdated? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've always been a little jealous of those who had spent their formative year in Bologna. I spent both years in Washington. They were good years, but the students that I see that have spent the first year in Bologna just are a breed apart, and they have that cohesion, they had that common experience, and they just seem to be enviable.
And then finally, what's the connection between economics and global warming?
Economics is absolutely central to the question of a reasonable, rational, robust strategy for dealing with this huge problem. We've got to know what the costs are, but we have to know what the benefits are. The benefits are nothing more than the damages that we hope to avoid by this program on climate change. But it's a complicated program because it involves time, and therefore involves discounting, and it involves technology, and we have to predict technology not only this year, but the next 50 years, 100 years. So the aspect of time, there's a huge amount of uncertainty, both scientific uncertainty and also economic uncertainty.
Economics, in a way, holds one of the keys to a potential resolution of global warming problems?
I think it is essential. No, it's a political problem, an international political problem, a domestic political problem, it's an ethical problem, it's a scientific problem, but very much it's an economic problem as well.